Hi, this is Sharon Brennan, Cottage Lane Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to share with you one of the cards that we will be doing in one of my classes next week. And I'm actually using 3 different framelit sets, and one of them, well, they all come bundled, but we'll go through them as we start the card. I cut everything out and to have it prepared because this one has a lot of moving pieces, but I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So we're going to start out with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and it's cut 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it. We've scored it at 4 1/4, and we'll just burnish that score line to make it nice and sharp. And then on top of that, we're going to use a piece of DSP from the Bundle of Love stack, and this is beautiful. It's got beautiful blues and pinks on one side, and then the other sides are foils. So take a look at those in your catalog. They are absolutely gorgeous. We're going to adhere that with some snail to the front of our card. And I covered the whole thing. And this card is actually cased from Jackie Aiken. So thank you, Jackie, for this beautiful card. I just think it's absolutely wonderful. Then we're going to put down a piece of vellum that is also 4 1/4 by 5.5, which I forgot to mention about that. And we're going to actually use some glue dots. And let's see, we're going to put a couple in the corner of each of these. And we're going to line that up on top. I like to use glue dots because they're more transparent and they won't detract from the front of your card. Then we're going to use Whisper White, and I've just cut a couple of pieces of Whisper White cardstock to look like snow, so whatever shape that you want. And we're going to put that at the bottom. And actually this is cut from the bottom, so I'm going to cover up the snowbank with this one. So the bottom doesn't really matter a whole lot. The one that's on the bottom, I should say. And I live in Minnesota, and it's October, and I just heard one of my friends out in the western part of the state posted that she had snow on her car last week, or this week, so I'm not looking forward to that. It's kind of early for snow, but in the northern part of the state especially, it always comes faster. So we'll just trim that off. And you know what I forgot? I forgot to stamp my sentiment. Got so busy talking here, I totally forgot about it. So I've got a sentiment, all is calm, all is bright, from the, I should have held it there longer, the Woodland stamp set, the Wonderland stamp set. So, and we're just going to stamp it in basic black and hope I don't mess up. And we're going to stamp it on this. Yay! I never know when I do that if I'm going to mess up, especially when I've got the card all put together. Then, from the, I love this stamp set, Brightly Lit Christmas. It's got a lamppost. It's got a couple banners that are have sentiments on it. It's got one plain banner that you can stamp your own sentiment, or you can use the one that's on here the most wonderful time of the year. It's got a couple bows, some presents, and a wreath, and a couple of the brackets for the lamppost, both going different opposite directions, and then we have just the one with the arrow on it, which is what we're going to use today. So I'm not using the only stamp I'm using from the set is this from the wreath. And from the framelit set, which is called Christmas Lamppost Thinlits, we are using the lamppost, and I cut that out in black, and one of the brackets, and what I do with my paper piercer, it's going to stick in the back, so if you wonder where your piece is, there it is. And then also, when I took that off, I ran it through my Big Shot, and all of a sudden it was not on my magnetic plate, and it had slid off and was on the base of my Big Shot. And then we're going to use this lamp here, and I just pre-cut all these out in advance to save a lot of time. So we're using that, and we'll get rid of those pieces later. And when I saw this piece in the set, I thought, what the heck is that? It looked like little flower pots to me. Then I realized it cuts out 3, and they fit behind the lamp. So you don't have to fussy cut anything like that, which is what I thought I had to do in the first place. So actually I cut out those in foil, gold foil. I cut out 3 of those, and I'll save the other 2 for another card later. And then from the stamp set, I just stamped the little gold, or the little gold dots, or dots I should say, for the wreath representing berries, and stamped those in gold Versamark, and then embossed them with gold embossing powder, and cut it out with this framelit. So let's put our lamppost together. Let's see. And to adhere that, I am going to use one of our new products. It's called Multiple Purpose Adhesive sheets, and it comes in these long sheets. There are how many? 12 of them. And what I did is I just cut out a section of one of them, and I'm going to try and use this as a sticker. This worked for me yesterday, so I peel off one of these, and this is the sticky side. As you can see, it's sticking to my fingers. And I could use fine tip glue or my Tombow. I just wanted to try this, so I just kind of pressed it down a little bit. Then I'm going to lift it off, and the glue should stick to it. Ooh, let's see. I'm going to actually use my bone folder to kind of press it into that glue. Now you could cut out a piece like this and lay it beneath your cardstock so it would cut out the same. So there. And we're going to put that right there. And see if I have a little left on there. And I'm going to use it for this too. If I can get it in my hands correctly. There's always kind of a right and wrong side to things when you cut them out with your Big Shot, and I like to have the finished edges up, so And that's going to go right there. Now, we're going to take the lamp and just put a little bit of Tombow. I usually don't like to use Tombow when I'm working with foil because it will, if you don't get it on there, it will smear it and make a mess. So let's see how this goes. There. And then a little on the back. You know what? I used the wrong bracket. I actually changed my mind and decided to go with this bracket here. I think it'll look nicer with the lamp hanging from it. So we're gonna put a little Tombow on there. Just in a few places. Pick it up and put it on our lamppost. I hope that's straight. And then take our lamp and I'm going to hang it right from there. And then we're going to take our wreath and we're going to put that on there. Now when I do my class, I'm going to cut the wreaths and out ahead of time to save a little bit of time and for my customers. And then behind the wreath, I used from the Christmas Staircase Thinlits a couple of the fronds. I like that it has 3 of these in there, so you can cut out several at a time instead of having to do them one by one by one. And I'm just going to use a couple glue dots to put those on there. My upline, she gave me this idea. I just use a little bit of baker's twine, tie it around there, tie it a knot, and it keeps the roll from unrolling. So thank you, Georgia, for that. And then I'm going to put a bow on top of there that I've already pre-tied. And for my class, I always pre-tie the bows. Ladies really appreciate that. So we'll have that there. And I'm going to trim that down. Actually, I'm going to flip it around. I like that better. And trim this down a bit. If I can get my scissors under there. There. One side and the other. There. That's better. And then from the Santa sleigh framelit set, I am using the deer, and I cut that out of gold foil. And just going to use a little snail. Actually, I think I'm going to use glue dots. I think the glue dots will stick better to the vellum. see, oops. I'll put one more at the top of his back. And set him on the snow. And then I also cut out a star. Whoops! If I lost it. The star from this set also. So, and this has a lot of pieces too. It's got this beautiful, I love this intricate pattern for the sleigh. And the trees, and a teddy bear, and the sleigh itself, and a star, and some presents, and a stocking. So many pieces. I love all these pieces that I can use together and make some beautiful scenes. So it's my little commercial. And then got my star, and stick that up here. And we're done. So there is my lamppost deer card. I just love this. And I love how it's muted. When you use the vellum in the back, you don't want to use ivory and white together. It kind of makes the ivory look dirty. So, or the very vanilla. So that's just a rule of thumb. But with the vellum, it kind of mutes it, so you can't really tell that it's very vanilla. And the gold it really sets off the gold too. So anyway, there's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Excuse me. I hope you enjoyed this, and love to hear your comments in the comment section. If you don't have a a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. Just go to my website, SharonBrennan.stampinup.net, and I'll put it below here, and you can go to that website and hit join, or you can just go to my store and shop. So I'll have all the supplies listed on my blog, SharonBrennan.stampinup. Nope, sorry. That's the store. CottageLaneStamper.blogspot.com, and all the supplies will be listed there. And I hope you have a wonderful season. Thank you.